indefinitely. Greenhouses could maintain plant life. Animals could be bred and slaughtered.
Now I am become death, destroyer of worlds.
-1 minute. Put on your goggles. Observers without goggles must face away from the blast.
One plane, one bomb, one city. One plane, one bomb, one city. One plane, one bomb, one city. One plane, one bomb, one city.
Fallout from atomic explosions. Every nuclear or thermonuclear bomb throws into the air a large cloud of radioactive particles. These man-made radioisotopes remain aloft for varying periods of time, but most of them eventually return to Earth. It is this return which is known as fallout. -10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now I am become death, destroyer of worlds. Now I am become death, destroyer of worlds. One plane, one bomb, one city. One plane, one bomb, one city. One plane, one bomb, one city. One plane, one bomb, one city.
Fallout from atomic explosions. Every nuclear or thermonuclear bomb throws into the air a large cloud of radioactive particles. These man-made radioisotopes remain aloft for varying periods of time, but most of them eventually return to Earth. It is this return which is known as fallout. -10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Animals could be bred and slaughtered.
Ladies and gentlemen, wanderers of the desert highways and seekers of the peculiar, welcome to a place where reality bends like the rusty signposts of forgotten Americana. Nestled along the faded ribbons of Route 66 in a landscape marred by atomic whispers, we invite you to the Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge, a refuge from the eccentricities of the road, and perhaps a gateway to realms unseen. Picture it, a motel and RV park, rising like an oasis from the dust-choked trails of the Mojave. Here, under the flickering neon of our vintage sign, adventurers and wayfarers from every corner of this odd world converge. Amidst the cacti and Joshua trees, our grounds hum with a mystique that only a land scorched by nuclear fever can possess. Step into our realm, where time echoes the distant rumbles of atomic tests, and the spirits of old Route 66 still whisper their tales. Our Sweat Lodge, a centerpiece of our peculiar establishment, promises a journey beyond the mundane. Within its sacred confines, bathed in the warmth of ancient stones, you may find revelations, or simply respite from the ceaseless road. So, fellow travelers, if If you're seeking a break from the relentless sun, a glimpse into the curious mysteries of the desert, or merely a haven amidst the fallout of modernity, the Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge beckons. Embrace the allure of the unknown. Join us as we navigate the surreal corridors of this radioactive expanse along America's Mother Road. Here, at our crossroads of past and future, let the adventure begin anew.
She said, you come from a land down under, where women glow and men wonder. Can't you hear the thunder?
All right, boys, are we ready to go to Agartha? So, in the past week, the news has been reporting a missing woman in Tucson, Nancy Guthrie. So people were claiming the news is focusing on this as a way to distract from the Epstein files. Well, her husband's company is listed a co-conspirator in the Epstein files, FGS Global. In case you've been wondering why now all the time Savannah Gurthie's mother just happened to be kidnapped, Savannah Gurthie is in the Epstein file. She is linked to the Clintons. Her husband's name is Michael Feldman. He was the scrubber, that is the guy who got harmful things about the Clintons to disappear from the press or off the internet or out of the public eye. He founded a PR consulting firm with Joe Lockhart. Joe Lockhart was Bill Clinton's White House press secretary. After Lockhart left government, he became senior partner to Glover Park Company, which was co-founded by Feldman. So Joe Lockhart sold his D.C. property at 2446 Belmont Road, Northwest Washington, D.C. to the Obamas. Glover Park then made Greg Rothschild the managing director of the group's government affairs division. Rothschild's wife, Stephanie Hershowitz Rothschild, died in a bizarre traffic accident in 2021. So the Cartel Next Generation Jalisco started a war with the Sinaloa Cartel. And now, doom scrolling Instagram, you could see that they had a crazy loadout of belt-fed machine guns and a backpack carrying 1,000 rounds of ammunition. Looked like they were getting ready for a war zone map with a three-man team. So the Cartel Next Generation Jalisco authorized killing Border Patrol agents way outside of their turf. That's to get the U.S. to take out their rival gang. Not far from me on a Tuesday, the Border Patrol shot a man 10 miles from the border, and he was shooting at their helicopters. We all saw how they shut down airspace over El Paso in southern New Mexico until Fort Bliss shot down a cartel drone. And someone actually shot down a helicopter, but it was unrelated to the cartels.
Damn.
So, a grand jury...
That sounds like some battlefield shit right there.
I know, I'm like living in a war zone. A grand jury indicted an Arizona man on 2 counts of first-degree felony murder charges and a dozen other charges stemming from a state helicopter crash that killed the pilot and the trooper during a shootout between the defendant and the police on Friday. So Terrell Story, age 50, fired at officers from multiple rooftops in Flagstaff residential neighborhood almost for 2 hours on the night of February 4th, the police said. He was captured about the same time as a helicopter crash and hospitalized for gunshot wounds which were not life-threatening. Now, he wasn't doing this for the cartels. He was just a mentally ill man that had access to firearms.
Fucking base. Fucking base. Exactly.
So a Spanish carnival troupe dressed up as legendary scientist Stephen Hawking zipped around in wheelchairs before delivering a wacky performance to raise ALS awareness. The wild videos have been showing. 12 men donning Hawking-style wigs and outfits, hunched in wheelchairs and mimicking the late physicist's gestures. An iconic robotic voice doing a 30-minute musical performance at the Oficial Carnaval Group's competition at Cadiz on Wednesday, according to Spanish outlets. Hawking, who died from complications related to debilitating neurological disorder in 2018, was one of the most famous voices in science, even as he communicated through a synthesized speech box. Now, the group, whose quirky act was titled Chirigota in Theory, initially went viral on social media as they wheeled their electric chairs across cobblestone streets in the city's capital, singing together in unison as bewildered crowds were watching in disbelief. It was all or nothing idea, the group's author Miguel Angel Yul said it, acknowledging the bizarre stunt, a risky idea that's aimed to embrace dark humor without offending anyone. I said, don't be offended, this is just for laughs. So once on stage at the Falla Theater, Hawking impersonators remained in their wheelchairs as confetti rained down belting songs and paid tribute to the British scientist, famous for his theories of space, time, black holes, relativity, according to the video shared on YouTube. Now, while their performance drew laughs from the audience, their lyrics delivered heartfelt messages, spotlighting "I triumphed all on my own." Another song praised Hawking with "Will to live in my wheelchair. I have reached the very top, even the stars." The head of the preliminary round, the group has invited all the ALS Association Andalusia to their dress rehearsal where patients offered their blessings to perform the act. They said that we tend to be committed to the issues because the director works with people with disabilities. An idea gave them a voice and visibility. Once the competition was over, the group plans to donate all 12 of their wheelchairs to ALS patients in need. He said these are real chairs that cost us 400 euros each. And since we're carrying the load, we might as well do the deed. See, this caught me by surprise that, this was like a charity thing and it was wholesome and stuff. I thought they were just doing it to make fun of, like, Stephen Hawking for being on Epstein's Island because all the memes are coming out.
Yeah.
This band sounds more Reddit than Green Day or Rage Against the Machine.
So,
Epstein, nothing wrong.
Uh-oh. Is he here? February is Black History Month, and that means it's time to look backwards and celebrate contributions, creations, and ideas of black communities across the world. But it's also time to look around, paving the way for future black generations. So, Mojang Studios is proud to be part of the celebration, constantly seeking ways to build a better world with less inequality and prejudice. Black History Month is no exception. And in Minecraft, it's educational. So back in 2020, Minecraft Education released Lessons in Good Trouble series, which allows players to step into pivotal moments of civil rights movement and discover their own power to create change. Now, created together with educators Natasha Rochelle and Felisa Ford, the lesson in Good Trouble aims to teach students about standing up for what's right and what many important historical civil rights defenders such as John Lewis, Nelson Mandela, well, he was a terrorist, and then Martin Luther King Jr. Recently, Minecraft Education hosted a webinar with the CEO of John and Lillian Miles Lewis Foundation to celebrate the release of the updated version of the Lessons in Good Trouble to help students learn even more about courage and activism that shape the world. Well, they had to lock the comments on Twitter as it met with some backlash, and some people posted villagers with tiki torches saying that we will not be replaced. And I actually got a photo of it right here.
I just looked up the release date of this, and it was like January 29th. So I am assuming two things from this. One, either Mojang, Microsoft either like really locked down your ability to kind of like do things in that DLC, or two, it's sold so poorly that no one is like really playing it, and that's why we have yet to see a lot of memes of this like DLC. Because like why have we not seen like videos of people just like griefing that if it was released in January 29th of this year?
Buck stat is broken. Buck stat is broken.
So another person posted on the peaceful protesters burning down a village, and someone with the name of Kirkinator made a Minecraft DLC spoof called Clankercraft, which Machine Luther King, Jeff Epstein, Anne Clank, Georgia Droid, Rosa Sparks, and the Kirkinator himself. The developer is going viral after releasing. Oh, this is different, but it was pretty funny, but I just couldn't get the clip of it. But there's a developer going viral because he released an openly racist act called Track Black People, which he claimed was created in honor of Black History Month. The tool allows users to filter maps by names commonly associated with Black Americans and overlays crime data, presenting it in a way for white families to avoid dangerous areas. So civil rights activist groups argue the design promotes racial profiling, stigma, and misinformation by falsely equating names and neighborhoods with criminality. And I believe it was made only for Apple phones, so I don't think if you have an Android you can, download it. So,
yeah, because we all know someone named Tyrone or Deshaun is definitely like a Celtic name.
Well, I think it would let you click things like Hellcats, Sold, and all this other stuff. It has all these different overlays you can do. They were showing it on Instagram for those who are interested in finding out more about it. A brash California law firm has offered to help evict Billie Eilish on behalf of the Native American tribe that owns the land under the singer's multi-million-dollar Los Angeles mansion, after the pop star's self-righteous rant on the Grammys backfired. So Los Angeles-based the Sinai law firm, touting itself as a premier eviction firm in the country, quipped that it would present the Tongva tribe pro bono, allowing the 24-year-old claim that no one is illegal in stolen land during her obsequious speech on Sunday. So Sinai law firm is offering to evict Billie Eilish from her Los Angeles home on a pro bono basis on behalf of the Tongva tribe. The firm said in a press release Tuesday, the Tongva tribe, whose ancestral lands include the Los Angeles Basin and the Channel Islands, previously said that in the wake of Eilish's outburst, the pop star hadn't reached out to them about returning their $3 million home. Eilish has not contracted our tribe directly regarding her property. We do not value the instance of public figures providing visibility to true history of this country, a tribal spokesman said on Monday. It is hoped that the future discussion of the tribe could explicitly be referenced to ensure the public understands the greater Los Angeles Basin remains a Gabrieliano Tongva territory, that the spokesman added. So I hope the tribe does get her property and set a new precedent anytime that someone says that stupid quote, and maybe they'll need a medicine man to perform a ritual to cleanse her goon cave, because there's no telling what has transpired there. Now, we have mentioned her goon cave.
This lawsuit goes, huh?
Yeah, we've mentioned her goon cave in a previous episode, and it's well known that her older brother groomed her by indoctrinating her porn at a young age. And if this mansion is near Route 66, then we'll try to put in a claim for our tribal ownership as well.
Yeah, and either way this court case goes, we win. Because let's say the tribe wins. Heck, Billie Eilish loses her mansion, and this opens the door for more of these people who say stolen land to be sued by tribes and lose their land.
Yes.
Which is good for us, because anytime these celebrities lose shit, we win. However, if the tribe loses, that is a terrible look on Billie and Hollywood.
I think it's a win-win for us either way.
Oh yeah, like I said, it's a win-win. No matter what the court says, it's a win for us.
Because anytime I see one of these people doing that shit on social media, I automatically tell them, well, when are you going back to Europe, paleface, just to see the reaction. They usually
I was 11 years.
So, they may look innocent, but the danger is real. There are words that the Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller issued, warning Texans to be on the lookout for a sharp spike in unsolicited deliveries of mystery seeds. These packages are pouring in faster and further than ever before. When invasive species, pest, or pathogen could devastate Texas farms, ranches, and natural resources and food supply. So these people are just getting these random packages of seeds in plastic bags in their mailboxes with nothing attached to them, no verbiage, nothing what they're for. According to the Texas Department of Agriculture, there's already been 126 packets collected in the first 15 days of 2026. The map shows the majority of the seeds were delivered to addresses in the eastern half of the state. So that's like the Piney Woods area. The TDA is asking Texans who receive packages of mystery seeds not to open or plant the contents, keep the packages sealed in its original packaging, and contact the Agricultural Department. The officials say that the TDA are working to find out Texas being disproportionately targeted. Other states warn that residents after a flood of seed deliveries, these mystery seeds, often appearing originate in China, may be part of a brushing scam, according to Federal Trade Commission. Scammers and unordered items allow them to give themselves over to give reviews to recipients' names. What they know about tax changes and getting a maximum refund in 2026. So the FTC warns that the tactic is more serious than it means. It could mean that the scammers have created an account in your name, taken over your account in an online retail site, and even created new accounts and other names tied to your address. So agricultural officials warn that anyone who plants the seeds or may inadvertently introduce invasive plants, pests, or diseases that carry serious biosecurity risk. The unwanted deliveries are prompted recent warnings in Alabama, New Mexico, and Ohio, but incidents date back as far as 2020. Yeah, I think this is some generational, next generational warfare shit that's being pushed by Chinese nationals. But on the other hand, if you have a landlord you don't like and you want to punish him, I suggest planting kuru.
Like kudzu and all that, because that fucks everything.
Yes, I meant kudzu, not kuru, but kudzu will fuck up everything, and then you can get bamboo shoots and like place it under like wooden decks.
Oh, dude, bamboo shoots are the worst. I had to remove those at a previous. And they're a bitch to get rid of. I had to do some remediation work at a previous job, and we had to do bamboo some. Oh, dude, you can't dig those things out. They're a bitch. And unless you get every single root, it'll just come back.
Yeah, you need like a herd of goats to get rid of them, and then within a week it comes back. And for the people who aren't in the South, you see this like invasive vine over everything. They'll be like growing all over light poles and everything. Anything that it can spread on, it'll cover it. So from the cesspit that is Reddit, a new startup has been announced. The guy quoted as saying, "I'm launching a retrieval group. We pay up to $10,000 for verifiable exotic materials." He said, "Hey Reddit, my name is Ryan. I'm launching a company called Retrieval Group. We retrieve and analyze exotic materials suspected to originate from non-human or unknown origins that may advance open access to scientific discovery. We offer rewards for physical samples that demonstrate anomalous properties under scientific evaluation." So for far too long, the most significant technological breakthroughs have been locked away in classified programs, private aerospace corporations, the government black sites. These discoveries, potentially including materials of non-human origin, represent humanity's greatest opportunities for advancement. We believe the revolutionary technology should not be exclusive domain of military-industrial complexes or billionaire space entrepreneurs. Every human being deserves access to discoveries to solve energy crisis, cure diseases, enable space exploration, and fundamentally improve life on Earth. Our mission is to create an independent pathway for these materials to reach scientific community where they can be studied openly, published freely, and developed for all the benefit of humanity. This is me and the others working on this have deep experience in the tradecraft, promptly rewarding offers for hard access information and target audience. In this case, the UFO hotspots. We have extensive background in government, field investigations, analysis, hazardous materials recovery. We strongly believe these backgrounds should be used to promote an open, transparent, scientific access to the materials. Our mission is to recover anomalous materials held in civilian contexts to systematically and repeatedly bring these materials to the front of the scientific community. We're more than free to analyze materials in public journals and research settings to make discovery easily accessible. So they're saying what they're looking for is metals or composites to behave oddly around magnets or compasses, or seem unusually light or very strong. Materials with properties not found in naturally occurring substances. Materials exhibiting zero electrical resistance or unexpected temperatures. Materials with impossible strength to weight ratios. Materials with unusual thermal properties. They are not looking for conventional aerospace materials. So how it works is you reach out privately on Signal, and then they give a phone number at 202-556-8022 to securely submit a tip. They say they do quick confidential intakes and then arrange safe evaluation remotely. If the materials merit testing, they will cover secure shipping and in-person pickup and run standardized analysis. Verified materials receive an offer. Rewards scale with the novelty, provenance, and test results up to $10,000.
Whoa. It's pretty good.
So archaeologists in Mexico have discovered a 14-year-old tomb from the Zapotec culture that features well-preserved details, including a sculpture of a wide-eyed owl with a man in its beak, multicolored murals, and calendar carvings. According to officials, they found this tomb after following up on an anonymous report of looting at the site. Imagine that. Their investigation revealed that the most significant archaeological discovery in a decade in Mexico, according to President Sheinbaum at a news conference on the 23rd. So the tomb was discovered in San Pablo, Huicho, the municipality in Oaxaca in southern Mexico in 2025. It dates back to AD 600 when the indigenous Zapotecs, also known as the Cloud People, flourished in the area. The Zapotec civilization, established around 700 BC, collapsed due to the Spanish conquest in 1521. However, hundreds of thousands of Zapotec-speaking people still live in Mexico today. At the entrance of the newly announced tomb, archaeologists found a large carved owl whose beak opens to reveal the painted face of a Zapotec lord in ancient Zapotec culture. The owl represents death and power, suggesting it held in its mouth the portrait of an ancestor the tomb honors, according to a translated statement of Mexico's National Institute of Anthropology. So inside the tomb, a threshold between two chambers boasts an elaborately carved doorway. The top of the horizontal beam, made from stone slabs, engraved the calendrical names, a naming system in which deities and important people were given a specific symbol associated with their birth date. Flanking the doorway were engraved figures of a man and a woman, perhaps representing ancestors buried in the tomb or guardians of the place, according to their statement. The walls of the burial chamber preserved multicolor murals in white, green, red, and blue. They depict a funeral procession of people carrying bags of copal, which is a tree resin that was burned as incense during ceremonies in pre-Hispanic Mesoamerica. The highly decorated tomb is a special discovery due to its level of preservation, which reveals about the Zapotec culture and society organization. Its funerary rituals, the world view, and preserve its architecture and mural paintings, according to Claudia Curiel de Isaxa in Mexico's Security of Culture said in the statement. Oh, I need to take down that image. the villagers are still holding their torches, so
And they're gonna be like, "Oh man, this is a Minecraft fucking."
Yeah. They're probably wondering what this gameplay sucks, but so at least twice there has been ADSV shenanigans with Air Force One being spoofed as Vance One, and it drew the JD Vance meme picture over Mar-a-Lago, Florida, taking 2 hours to draw. The tracks are color coded by altitudes between 20,000 and 50,000 feet, and this happened like 2 days in a row last week. I don't know if this was like some viral marketing thing or what, but it was pretty hilarious that someone's just doing this shit. Just it's
For the
kind of
walls.
it's kind of yeah, it's kind of like online or interspatial kind of vandalism kind of thing, but it goes away after a while. It's just kind of funny. He just took the time to draw this image out.
Mega based.
Microsoft lost over $440 billion in one day after appearing in the Epstein files. He allegedly caught an STD from Russian prostitutes provided by Epstein. Now, Bill Gates allegedly was annoying Epstein for some antibiotics and how to go about slipping them to his wife's food so she would become suspicious.
Gotcha, bitch.
George Clooney was exposed for hunting for young girls in Europe with Jeffrey Epstein. The Santa Fe Sheriff's Office has been getting slammed with people calling in to report buried bodies at Epstein's Zorro Ranch after revealing the recent files. That people are being told the Department of Justice is handling it, and after all these years, the normies are waking up to the face that it was never rated like his island or his Manhattan apartment. Now, I've been out there twice to take pictures, and we'll see about taking a third trip in the future, but the last time I was out there, I was followed and couldn't get any photos, so next time I'm going armed, just, for my own safety. Jamie Foxx is in the newest batch of the now deleted Epstein files, and he should have stayed humble DJ in my opinion. I'm not a fan of his acting, and I didn't care for his role in Hurt Locker or Baby Driver. Jeffrey Epstein is in the files for meeting with 4chan creator Moot when he was 15 years old and talked to him about creating /Paul/. Meanwhile, his girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, was a super moderator at Reddit, and it seems like they were both shaping the opposite political spectrums online. Rappers Jay-Z and Pusha T have been named in the files, where in 1996, Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein assaulted a woman at Epstein's mansion. In 2006, Pusha T was named by the same woman who claimed that she was drugged and sexually assaulted by the rapper and Epstein. There was talk that Jay-Z had left the country to an unknown location in the Caribbean. There's an investigation underway to determine if the reports are true that the current New York City mayor Zohan Mamdani is the biological son of Jeffrey Epstein. There's talk that the original Biden was shot by a firing squad in 2019 and someone was playing the role as him with a malfunctioning mask. We've actually talked about a possible actor who was playing the role of Biden, but I'll have to dig up for that photo to bring it out.
It's all
we talk about it. But we've talked about it in older episodes and posted the photo of the actor. Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Trust was cashing in a winning ticket for Powerball on July 2nd, 2008 for $41.3 million. Now, I'm assuming he purchased it at the Allsups on the south end of Cerrillos in Santa Fe, because that's probably the nearest one to his house. According to the Epstein emails, the gold at Fort Knox is completely missing. In 2018, emails released online with plans to initiate a World War III during this year's Super Bowl. Well, since nothing happened on Sunday, I think we're good for now. Because that was the exact date it was supposed to kick off. Now, this email is titled Bitcoin Funding and White Paper. It started off saying, "Hi, Bean." I guess it was like Bean or whatever. Maybe it's Ghislaine's pet name. But it was saying that the Satoshi pseudonym is working perfectly. Our little digital gold mine is ready for the world. Funding has been secured. Signed, Jeffrey. Bitcoin started crashing when Barron Trump told people. Well, it was before this was going on. Bitcoin was crashing, and then all of a sudden, Barron Trump told people to buy the dip. It's going to raise to $500,000. Then he shortly deleted his tweet. So I don't know if he's trolling people or what, but he seems to know something. Like he's got an insider source. It's kind of weird and very mysterious. And another leaked email, in the spirit of Yakub, Jeffrey Epstein discussed genetically engineering black people to make them smarter, discussing how whites had evolutionary pressures that rewarded long-term thinking over rapid muscle development. Jeffrey Epstein was banned from Xbox Live in 2013 due to harassment, threats, and or abuse of other players that were severe and repeated or excessive. It's not stated if this had anything to do with his falling out with Bill Gates. Jeffrey Epstein was revealed to have been a fan of the Yuri genre of anime and apparently downloaded futa porn of Five Nights at Freddy's. It seems that people online matched Epstein's Fortnite account and was recently active in Israel and has since gone private. He also seems to have had a hand in the creation of microtransactions in games. Do you have anything you wanted to add about that, Luffy?
Yeah, so it's not even just microtransactions. So microtransactions were part of it, but he also talked to people at Blizzard, so like WoW. So basically, like Jeffrey Epstein had a hand in basically like, the virtual currency thing. So like, if you remember back in the day, you could just like play the game and like grind for gold to buy things. But then suddenly you saw like, oh, pay like $5 and you get like 10 gold or whatever. I don't know what the WoW transaction rate is, but like you saw like this increase in virtual currencies. Well, apparently Jeffrey Epstein had a hand in that creation because, like I said, he was talking to um, Koltik and also the guys at Blizzard about implementing that virtual currency stuff. He also talked to Koltik about loot boxes and how to implement loot boxes better in games. And we actually have like a ton of studies. So this is backed by like studies that were done over like 2 to 3 years and multiple studies done that show that yes, there is a actual correlation between if a kid buys loot boxes in a game, then they become heavy gamblers. Like they saw that like if a kid bought a loot box, they're like 30% and like higher, more likely to become gamblers in the future.
But this is all like aimed at, it's all predatory against children, right? Because it's just like Pokemon and then like the Labubas, right? It's all the same thing.
I want to say Pokemon so much because we've always had like RNG stuff in games, but the loot boxes I would say is like you pay for the RNG because like RNG in games like whatever like oh I have to like grind the like I am in a Monster Hunter aficionado, so like I know all about the RNG grind, but I don't have to pay $5 to get a random monster part drop. And that's what loot boxes is. You pay for the RNG instead of the RNG just being free there. So that's what causes the gambling addictions. And and speaking of like attacking kids, apparently Jeffrey Epstein also like helped with edutainment games. Um, and he like helped them to like all these like developers to like kind of like sneak in there because like Jeffrey Epstein like out front said like edutainment is for pussies and like it doesn't work once kids catch on you're trying to teach them something they shut down. And he's saying like you have to keep like the boobs and the guns in there for profit. So he was like trying to help them on how to like insert propaganda into games, which makes you wonder if the the Pathways people should have listened to Jeffrey Epstein a little more than their UK propaganda game would have went off a little better. But yeah, but Jeffrey Epstein had like a lot of fingers in there. In fact, like now that I'm looking at this article, like in fact, some of the Rockstar guys, CEOs, were in connection and communications with Jeffrey Epstein as well. Because it's like Sam Hauser was talking, and Leslie Benzies were talking with Epstein as well.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Is Epstein why the delay for Grand Theft Auto 6 is taking so long?
He had it.
Is his early departure like slowed down development of the game?
Like they weren't getting all that money suddenly, yeah.
But I do remember like the WoW gold farming was an epidemic for a while, and then like I don't really see the automated bots doing it anymore. I don't know if it's still done or it's just so easy to like farm gold. It's not really a big deal anymore, man. Like even a casual gamer, I've got like hundreds of thousands of WoW gold, and I really don't know why people need it unless they're just there to manipulate the auction house or they want to buy that. It's called the Brutosaur. It's like this Brontosaurus mount that's like worth like 95 real world dollars, but you can buy it with WoW tokens if you get enough gold.
I'm sure it's just like how everything falls when it gets in the hands of these like absolute fuckheads. It's like it's all speculative now. Like you've introduced the stock market into WoW.
Yeah, they used to have like a real world auction house on Diablo 3 where you actually could play real world currency for like really rare like items. And then they took it out. Cuz that destroyed the game, you know. It was like at the beginning it was like any dagger with haste on it was broken cuz it did way more damage than it was supposed to, and then people were like selling rare, like you could get rare daggers for sale that had high haste ratings on them, and they were like the highest thing you could get, you know, over legendaries. Because of the way the mechanics were working in the game. That had to get all patched out. So, on to this whole conspiracy on buying Greenland. Yeah, I know the title says Iceland, but, you know, I don't think people can tell the difference between the two. Freedom cities is a modern political idea mainly promoted by some U.S. conservatives and libertarian thinkers that propose creating new master plan cities built on federal land which special governance and regulatory frameworks. It's a concept that isn't a single detailed policy yet. It's more proposal or vision. So this is what it's the idea. It's newly built from scratch. It's located on federal land. It's given special legal or regulatory flexibility. It's designed to promote rapid economic growth and innovation. Supporters say they would function pro-growth zones and fewer bureaucratic restrictions. What advocates say it would do is supporters who argue that Freedom Cities could speed up infrastructure and housing, faster permitting, fewer zoning restrictions, rapid construction of housing and transit, reduced environmental and review timelines, which is a bit controversial. It would encourage innovation. Some proposals include experimental transportation systems like flying cars or autonomous transit, nuclear energy development, advanced manufacturing hubs, research-focused economic zones. It would reduce regulation, streamline business regulations, simplified tax structures, potentially different labors or development rules. Inspirations behind the idea: Freedom Cities are loosely inspired by Special Economic Zone, Shenzhen, China. Charter Series theory that new cities with special government frameworks, enterprise zones in the United States, historical U.S. expansionist development models. Supporters' arguments that it locates claims that Freedom Cities could lower housing costs, reduce bureaucratic gridlock, accelerate economic growth, compete globally in advanced industries, offer alternative to heavily regulated urban areas. Critics' concerns that it would weaken environmental protections, reduce labor protections, corporate influence over governments, democratic accountability issues, displacement of land use conflicts. Some worry that this deregulation could favor corporations over residents. So are they real yet? As of now, no full sale size Freedom City has been built in the U.S. The concept remains proposed discussion of political and policy circles. The idea of Trump going to Greenland was proposed by Ronald Lauder. So Ronald S. Lauder was born February 26, 1944, as an American businessman, political activist, philanthropist, and diplomat. He is best known as an heir to the Estee Lauder cosmetics fortune. He is a former U.S. ambassador to Austria. He is the president of the World Jewish Congress, a major political donor and advocate for Jewish and pro-Israel causes. The background and business of him is besides being the Estee Lauder companies, he served in executive roles at the company and helped expand it internationally. He founded the Clinique Laboratories, which is a major Estee Lauder brand. He founded Central European Media Enterprises in the 1990s, launching TV networks in post-communist Eastern Europe. He served as U.S. Ambassador to Austria from 1986 to 1987 under President Ronald Reagan. Previously served as an Assistant Secretary of Defense for European and NATO Affairs, Jewish and International Leadership. Lauder had been President of the World Jewish Congress since 2007. In that role, he advocated against anti-Semitism globally, promotes Holocaust education and remembrance, works on Jewish reinstitution issues in Europe, engages in international diplomacy and Israel-related matters. He's known for his efforts to preserve Jewish heritage sites and art. He is a major art collector. He has co-founded the Neue Galerie in New York City, which focuses on German, Austrian art and design, including works by Gustav Klimt and Egon Schiele. So Gustav Klimt did a lot of stuff where he had like gold print leaf stuff in the background, really, really decorative stuff. Political activity. He was a long-term Republican donor, sometimes politically independent in practice. He funded pro-Israel advocacy efforts. He was involved in U.S. and Israeli political discussions, sometimes quietly acting as a behind-the-scenes negotiator. So while he's sometimes in the news, he appears in headlines related to anti-Semitism, global Jewish affairs, U.S. Israeli relations, art restitution disputes, major political donations, and Eastern European media and politics. Now, Kenneth Howry, born in 1975, is an American entrepreneur, investor, and diplomat. He is best known as a co-founder of PayPal, co-founder of the Founders Fund, a major Silicon Valley venture capitalist firm, former U.S. ambassador to Sweden in his early career, and PayPal. Howry's co-founded PayPal in 1998, along with Peter Thiel, Max Levchin, and others. He served as the CFO during PayPal's early growth. He's a key executive in its IPO and eventual sale to eBay in 2002. He was part of what was often known as the PayPal Mafia, a group of early PayPal executives and funders who went on to launch a major fund tech company. So he's known for venture capital and Founders Fund. In 2005, he is a co-founder of the Founders Fund with Peter Thiel and others. The firm had invested in major companies such as Facebook, SpaceX, Palantir, Airbnb, Stripe. The Founders Fund is known as backing ambitious high-risk technology ventures, especially in aerospace, defense, biotech, and AI. His diplomatic role, he served the U.S. ambassador to Sweden in 2019 to 2021 under President Donald Trump. He focused on economic cooperation, technology, transatlantic relations. He was involved as a Republican donor associated with Silicon Valley's libertarian-leaning investment cycle. He's been involved in discussions and innovation, policy, defense technology, and government's reform. He was recently selected to become ambassador to Denmark, which owns Greenland for now. The Mega Group is an informal name for a private network of wealthy Jewish philanthropists which began meeting in the early 1990s. It has been reportedly organized by Leslie Les Wexner, founder of the L brands, which included Victoria's Secret, Bath and Body Works, along with the political strategist Charles Bronfman and others. It is not a formal organization or political membership roles, website official statement. Instead, it functions as a private discussion and coordinated forum among major donors. So it was funded 1991 through 1992. It was created to bring about large-scale Jewish donors. Focused on strengthening identity, philanthropy, and support for Israel, designed as a space for strategic coordination rather than public advocacy. The Mega Group reportedly came from journalist Robert I. Friedman, who wrote about the networks in 1990. Members themselves generally did not like to use the term publicly. So what they do is they held private meetings among prominent philanthropists, discussed Jewish communal priorities, coordinated funding strategies for Jewish education, birthright Israel, pro-Israel advocacy, cultural and religious institutions. He had no formal government structure and no public availability membership list. The influences many participants have been major donors in U.S. politics, both Democrat and Republican parties, Israeli causes, media think tanks, university and political institutions. Because members are individually influential, the group has sometimes been described as a powerful philanthropic network, and though it does not operate on a centralized political body, the controversy is the Mega Group has attracted media scrutiny for a few reasons. Secrecy, the meetings were private, not publicly documented. Some critics question whether the coordinated donors could exert or outsize influence. Jeffrey Epstein's connections was Lex Wexner, who was well documented in financial relation with Epstein before his crimes were widely known. That connection led to renewed media interest in Wexner and his broader networks. However, there's no verified evidence the Mega Group itself is connected to Epstein's criminal activity. Now, Ronald Lauer is included in the Mega Group, who was recently invested in the Greenland Water Bank as of last November. So Greenland contains one of the largest stores of fresh water in the earth. About 6.5% of the world's fresh water is in the form of ice and meltwater, which flows to the ocean each year from climate warming. This enormous volume of meltwater has caught the attention of private ventures and resource planners in the context of global water scarcity and discussion about future freshwater supply. So what the water bank concept is referring to as Arctic Water Bank Startup. The key project associated with the idea that Greenland Water Bank is an Arctic Water Bank, a startup that planned to build a dam in the South Greenland to capture glacial meltwater, store the water rather than let it immediately flow into the ocean, export bulk water globally via ships and regions facing the water scarcity. Companies involved describe this approach as a water bank harvesting surplus meltwater and distributing it like a resource. Supporters frame it as both as a business opportunity and potential global water strategy. So the proposed goals and claims advocate. The proponents have claimed that such initiatives could provide new income and jobs for Greenland, supply water drought-stricken or water-scarce regions, capitalize Greenland's very pure glacial fresh water. Some related ventures also market the water under premium or super premium labels for drinking agricultural use. There are some challenges. Despite ambitious claims, analysts and experts raise several concerns. The transporting large volumes of water across oceans is very expensive and energy intensive. Competing with local water supplies, desalination, and local freshwater sources may be economically difficult. Projects like building dams require thorough environmental impact aware assessments before construction can even begin. So here's to worry about local ecosystems impacts and how climate change might alter freshwater flows. Many experts are skeptical that the single Greenland water bank project could meaningfully address a global water scarcity on its own. But the Honduran figures most associated with originating the idea that what became the Freedom Cities or autonomous charter city projects in Honduras was Octavio Sanchez, a Honduran jurist and political thinker who, along with a small group of Honduran lawyers and reformers, initially championed the idea of creating special development regions with innovative government structures to tackle chronic problems like corruption and the weak rule of law. So this Octavio Sanchez guy was a Honduran jurist who, in the early 2000s, began thinking about ways to spur economic reform and growth in Honduras, experimenting with new governance models. So along with the fellow Honduran Carlos Pineda and Ibal Diaz, they helped develop early concepts which eventually become legal and political basis for zones of employment and economic development zones, which were often described as media as Honduras' version of a free city. So Sanchez gave Wexner the framework for the Freedom City. Now, those who don't know, about him being the CEO of Victoria's Secret that gave Jeffrey Epstein his Manhattan apartment for $1, also gave him power of attorney and control of his businesses. Ghislaine Maxwell came up with a project called Terramar, which would give ownership over the ocean to that, like, equivalent of a nation. And you can find out more about that in her supplemental video that released on Wednesday. So Ghislaine Maxwell claims British, American, French, and Terramar citizenship. Seasteading is the idea of creating a permanent self-governing communities on floating structures in international waters. The goal was often to experiment with new forms of governments, economics, social organizations outside of controlling existing nation states. The term combines, living on the sea and then homesteading, except you're not settling on land, you're settling on water. Modern seasteading was popularized in the 2000s by Patrick Friedman, grandson of economist Milton Friedman. The Seasteading Institute was founded in 2008. Early financial backings from the tech investor of Peter Thiel again. While the ocean colonization ideas go back much further, modern versions closely tied to libertarian political philosophy, especially the idea that competition between government systems could improve freedom and innovation. The goal of seasteading was to provide political innovation, create new government models without needing to reform existing states. Increase of individual freedom, avoiding regulations and taxation imposed by nation states, and foster economic experimentation to try alternative legal systems, currencies, and regulatory frameworks. So this would be good for guys who are pushing crypto, Expand human settlement, use oceans, which cover 70% of Earth's surface, for new communities. So it'd look like concepts would involve modular floating platforms, floating neighborhoods, renewable energy systems, desalinization for freshwater, aquaculture, which would be fish farming, and some designs resemble something like offshore oil rigs, but others would look like futuristic floating cities. So every member of the PayPal gang invested to this company that would create such ventures called Prospero Capital. These freedom cities are just seasteading. And the mega group that formed all this together was created by none other than Jeffrey Epstein himself. So Lex Wexner is the founder. Charles Bronfman, the Seagram heir, philanthropist. Edgar Bronfman Sr. was the former World Jewish Congress president. Michael Steinhardt was the hedge fund manager and philanthropist. Charles Schusterman was the energy executive and philanthropist. Lynn Schusterman, Seth Klarman, who's the hedge fund manager. Ronald Lauder, who's the businessman, World Jewish Congress president currently. Morton Maindel, the philanthropist. Max Fisher, businessman, political donor. Charles Goodman, real estate investor. And Steven Spielberg, who's also part of this group for some strange reason. Now, the last time that Denmark sold land to the United States was the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Denmark sold the islands to the United States on March 31st, 1917. So the territory formerly known as the Danish West Indies included St. Thomas, St. John, and St. Croix. After the transfer, they became the United States Virgin Islands. So how much did the U.S. pay for it initially? Well, the United States purchased the islands for $25 billion in gold. So that's about $600 to $700 million today's dollars, depending on inflation. The U.S. Virgin Islands is where Epstein Island is located, and see how sometimes things are cyclical. Speaking of spending cash on exotic materials, you can support Van's exotic research with artificial intelligence at Patreon.com/Van Rollington. You can support our tribe here at https://ko-fi.com/Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge. You can get access to my Discord and make others enjoy true crime, the paranormal, cryptids, and weird news. You can also support us on streamlabs.co/Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge/tip. You can PayPal me at /Atomic Shaman. You can buy me a coffee at /Atomic Shaman. You can buy cryptid swag at the tpublic.com/Atomic Shaman Trading Post, which we like to give out a shout out to Apple Eater with Rome, who just purchased a Shoko Asahara bathwater t-shirt. You can follow us on Twitter at Motel and RV Park, Instagram at Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge, and you can write us at the Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge at protonmail.com. I have a schizo litter to read to everybody. It was sent by a former guest, Manifest Destiny. So he wrote, how vindicated do you feel for meme magic and research, Q research, not the grifters? So he said that we've done in the past 10 years. It's also crazy Bill Gates made Epstein look like a pedo. And he had to eat it, so instead created Q eventually for the right autist, because if it weren't ever about him, it was about the connections to Clintons, their foundations, and wives. Bro, he pulled the quantum timeline shit from the future in the past. That's the smartest motherfucker in the room. Think about it right now. Also, the unaired interviews. He switched shirts and took off his glasses mid-interview. That's why unaired had to be leaked. The switcheroo was shown. Remember Guardroom Anon? 30 minutes later type shit. There's reports of the heroing. The timeline breaking. I wonder how much fall Bitcoin realistically if normies knew. The short probably came up huge. Related to the unrelated, hey, guess what, my guy? I'm definitely not going to be around that area if the helicopter disappeared from. Definitely not going to be allegedly cryptid hunt in my spare time, for that won't be my spend my money working a costume, more or less. Fucking spiffy pinstripe suit on. Goddamn, people do that Slipknot mask with the huge dog demon mask. Just so I can take a picture in them in the middle of the desert during a badass sunset where I almost died 12 years ago, and turn that image to a postcard to send them to the homies, because it's literally a skinwalker in a zoot suit. So yes, if you got some unhinged letters that you would like to send us, feel free to send them our way. We will read them on air. With that, we'll go on a little break, and we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Man, if Hitler was here, this wouldn't be allowed.
I'm a National Socialist, what you guys call a Nazi. I'm a believer of it.
The unlikely Nazi spoke outside his family's Bronx home after being suspended for wearing a swastika while driving a New York City cab. Not just once, but multiple times. Photos sent to the Anti-Defamation League and to the Taxi and Limousine Commission sparked an investigation. 26-year-old Gabriel Diaz tells me he knew the symbol would offend some people, but denies being anti-Semitic.
I don't hate Jews. I'm critical of them, but I don't hate them. That doesn't mean that I'm anti-Semitic.
You wore a Nazi armband.
That doesn't make me a hater. Whoever said you had to be white to be a National Socialist? You don't have to be white. It could be anybody.
You know 6 million Jews are killed.
I have no comment on that.
アメリカ国民に説明できるか。なぜお前は子供を人身売買し犯したスグマン庁舎を守っているのか。なぜお前を人身売の儀式を犯した億万乗車を守っているのか。
了解。事実を淡々と述べるトーンで、ダウ平均は今5万ドルを超えています。S&P は7000部前、ナスディックも過去最高を更新しています。それこそ話題にすべきことです。それがエプスタインのファイドと何の関係があるんですか？本気ですか？
But the black pill complaining and whining all the time about the administration, it's just like, man, what team are you on?
You cannot predict the things that we know. Join the fence just to protect Epstein's pros. You are false so everywhere that we go. We screaming, fuck them Bongino. Deep state them Bongino. Fuck them Bongino. Deep state them Bongino. I think the headline trying to run away from his ego. Fuck them Bongino, fuck them Bongino, fuck them Bongino. We up, back in the building, back in the building. Fuck them Bongino, he a bitch, bro, you folded. Tell us what's what's up in that folder. Man on a mission for the Epstein files, now all of a sudden it's over. Streets keep getting colder like it's Minnesota. You just shrug your shoulders and say, oh well. He the Bongino Army General. Everybody asking, but he don't tell. Well, you know what happened on the island? Well, you know what happened in the cell? You ain't do your job, went back to the pot and I heard Cartel got a CDL. Got a been through hell, I can see it when your eyes pop. Ain't nobody gonna go and get a shine box. Look at everything you're doing for the shine locks. It's 100 million motherfucking guys blocked. Should've took it easy, settled down in Queens, live a quiet life as a fine cop. Just a sly wop with an eye rock that he works on his nights off. Cause he types soft up in a tight spot. Got me picking at him like a white crop. And he swear to God Jeff killed himself, man, that must have been a really tight knot. Then he why not get your head straight? I mean shave that motherfucker bald, please. Guess it wouldn't really be the first time you try to cover up what we can all see. And Bongino got a mangina, sweat on his forehead, making it shine up. Gotta wear shades when you look at that lineup. All of his homies been praying on minors. Damn, Daniel, you were supposed to catch the white vans. You were supposed to be the right man for the fucking job, but this duck and slob ain't a war hawk when he says I ran. My name is Crack. What do I see? Kobe in the meme rap game. AI good, you still can't do it like me. No. All of my people demanded it. This was a banger I had to make. Keep Davy kicks out your motherfucking mouth or I might just pull up with the rattlesnake. We know that you won't debate. You a motherfucking homo. If you ain't scared of my homie Dave, you can step right up and get Cuomo. Man, it's self-hating you and no Mark Levin. You're swimming in water the sharks are in. Supporting the country that starved the kids. I'm taking a pill in this dark, my friend. So hard not to be black pill when it's black bars all up on the page. I ain't talking about the bars that I wrote for you. I'm referring to your friends like an underage. Stay jam Bongino. You cannot redact the things that we know. Join the fence just to protect Epstein's bros. You a fraud, so everywhere that we go, we screaming, fuck them Bongino, deep state damn Bongino. Fuck them Bongino, deep state damn Bongino. I think the headline trying to run away from his ego. Fuck them Bongino, fuck them Bongino, fuck them Bongino.
It's Crossfinger, baby.
Suck a dick, Dan Bongino.
I looked up to, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. This is how I get God out of too. I looked up to Hitler, man. I know a lot of y'all might say that's weird, but you know, me being a leader and a killer, like, you know, we admire other leaders and killers. You know what I mean? That man, hey, he invented roids, he invented Mercedes-Benz, he invented HKs, Uzis, all type of stuff, bro. Methamphetamine. Hitler, man. Come on. Yeah, y'all can't deny it, man. All y'all dope heads, guess where your dope got invented from? Hitler. So all y'all that's anti-Hitler, but you use dope, or you driving Mercedes-Benz, or you got guns, 40 cows, SK, all that, you admire Hitler, man. I'm just saying, bro. Ooh, it's come together nice, baby.
The future is now. Explorers from deep space crash land on a savage planet destined for annihilation.
Abandoned ship! Get out now!
They discover a world so unpredictable, so shocking, it will shatter your very concept of reality and reveal the dark destiny of man.
What alternate universe is this? What planet did I wake up in?
They own the banks, fund the wars, manage the politicians, control the media, and command the apes to enforce their tyranny.
You want to fight? You better believe you got one!
They tried to silence the one man who saw it coming. And the world he reveals will challenge every idea you've ever had of freedom.
Ah, they cut her. Did you know about this?
No, I swear, I never saw that girl before.
But you didn't. You cut up her brain, you bloody baboon. Take your sticking paws off me, you damn dirty ape.
Prepare yourself for the most shocking ending in the history of motion pictures.
I've terrified you from the beginning, and I still do. You're afraid of me, and you hate me. Why?
Because you're a menace to our globalist plan. Be careful what you find, Alex. You might not like what you see.
Oh my God. You actually did it.
You activated the Great Reset! You maniacs! You blew it up! God damn you! Damn you all to hell!
The Alex Jones Show, the most banned broadcast on the planet.
But soon, at least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people. We humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls. We are now hackable animals.
The future of mind control, and the future being right now, because these experiments are being done, is using gene editing tools.
I can create small robotic units at the nanoscale and directly diffuse into the brain space, but their presence is almost impossible to detect. This amount of nanomaterial could, in fact, affect all of you.
Read from the living brain and write into the living brain.
There's a mysterious direct energy weapon that is being used, and it is causing permanent traumatic brain injury.
We have to get more information, and we got to tell the public what's going on.
The government has to acknowledge that this is happening to civilians.
It's almost that science fact seems stranger than fiction.
We can send instructions and information to an actual person from a distance with this kind of technology to let another person control their actions. But that could be something that could be malicious.
The Army had it on their website called V2K.
It's not just a very disturbing high-pitched noise, but there might even be voices or a message, a continual message that people have been victimized by.
But if you cognitively model someone, you have a brain print, like a fingerprint, functional MRI that you can do at a distance over the earth. You have every human being's brain pattern. You can control 8 billion brains on the planet, potentially. Read them. It's worldwide.
Do you miss that old school vibe? Mad Scribe magazine is dedicated to reviving the classic gaming and pop culture experience. Inside every issue, you'll find exclusive interviews with some of the biggest names in tabletop gaming. There are game reviews, adventures, indie comics, cosplay pinups, short stories, and a whole lot of attitude. It's like a love letter to your weird, geeky youth. Grab a copy in print or PDF wherever books are sold. Mad Scribe magazine, old school art, new school hustle. With Mad Scribe, every issue is a critical success.
Are you a targeted individual? Have you had a paranormal encounter, or are the victim of an unregulated government experiment and would like to share your story with us? Would you like to send us some fan mail or a hate-filled rant? Do you have an idea for a future episode or wish to send a complaint to HR? Email us at atomicshamanSweatlodge@protonmail.com. Like, share, subscribe and be sure to check the notification bell. Follow the Atomic Shaman on Twitter at Motel and RV Park. Listen to Paranormal Green Text Stories on Atomic Shaman TTS on YouTube. Catch the live streams of Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge only on Rumble.
All right, we're back from our commercial break. Van, who do we get this week for our guest?
Well, we had a last-minute cancellation.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so, but somebody filled in, you know.
Okay.
We always get people, and it's a reoccurring person who always enjoys coming on the show, so let me bring him in.
Hello, Atomic Shaman. It's great to be back. My good friend Dan Bongino, who's going to be on the show. but he stepped down like he always does. Real quitter, that one. So like always, I have to fill his tiny micro penis shoes. Tiny shoes. Shoes that would fit an Epstein victim. That's how tiny his shoes are. My feet are massive, just like my impressive penis. You know, Dan, he didn't have the balls to release the Epstein files, unlike me. But we are here to move on from Epstein and his alleged ties to satanic cults or the state of Israel. We're here to have a good time, playing Mug Shorty's Smash or Pass. Boy, do I love this game. Unlike Sleepy Joe Biden, I was surprised Sleepy Joe wasn't in the files, considering how creepy he got around kids. But more than likely, the Sleepy administration was wide awake scrubbing Democrat names and ensuring Republicans were present. These files were a double-edged sword, to be quite honest. You know, Dan is really missing out. I can only presume that diss track Klaus played during the commercial break really hurt Dan's feelings. He's a tough guy in some ways, but not as tough as me. But enough with the old and in with the mugshots. Let's fucking go.
All right, our first mugshotty for this afternoon was arrested for disseminating matter harmful to juveniles. She was spreading material inappropriate to minors, so I'm thinking she was sending out, like, pornography? Like, I didn't think kids bought pornography anymore, you know, because you can just download it. She doesn't look like a natural blonde either.
Maybe she was showing her.
She might have.
You think she was?
It might have been her own shit.
You think she was like advertising her OnlyFans content?
Probably.
She doesn't look like a Twitch streamer though.
Yeah.
She's involved in kids. I'm gonna have to pass on that. You know, it's kind of. She might be a school teacher.
Yeah, that seems to be the trend. I'll pass. She was probably in the files, so I'll pass. Luffy, you passing? Go.
He's thinking about it.
I'm going to pass on that.
Okay.
If she's sending out nude selfies, I ain't smashing that yet.
All right, let's see. What do you think, Mr. President?
You know, these pedos are everywhere. We learned that from the Epstein files, from the rich and powerful to the broke and, quite honestly, mid-looking women America. I don't know what it is with frumpy women who begin to hit that wall. They immediately start luring young, impressionable boys who, quite honestly, have no idea what to do with that ass. And second, wouldn't know a bitch is past her prime. Let me tell you something. This white girl is so finished. She's as bloated, chunky, and sour as the milk gallon you forgot was in the back of the fridge for months. And yes, I was recently cleaning out the back of my fridge because, unfortunately, I deported my housekeeper. Real shame. But just like cleaning out the back of my fridge, I'll dig deep to see if her name is in the Epstein files. Likely the case. It's a pass on the pedo.
Based.
All right, moving on to the next one. Our next mugshotty was arrested for battery causing bodily injury. That's it. There's nothing else. I don't have any backstory of who she hit. It doesn't sound like domestic issues, so you think she was fighting a family member or a rival?
Probably.
It would have said domestic battery if it was that.
So she's single, guys. She's single, and she's probably lonely this Valentine's Day.
You ever seen Beaver from Breaking Bad?
I've watched Breaking Bad, but I don't remember Beaver.
One of the fucking drug addicts that Jesse hangs out with.
Oh, you think she looks like one of the drug addicts?
Yes, she looks like that guy, the really dopey looking one.
Oh, she doesn't look thin enough though to be like on meth. She does. I mean, I think she did grow up in a trailer house though.
Probably. This Neanderthal gets a pass.
I'm not interested. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not interested either. No way.
This is a very poor turnout. All right, DT, what do you think?
It's like her eyes hate each other. You would swear one is Muslim and the other is Jewish. I swear there's a holy war happening between her eyebrows, and I may need to negotiate a ceasefire. Her mother must have dropped her square on her face as a baby. Bitch is more forehead than face. It's a pass.
I mean, it definitely does look like a demilitarized zone between the eyebrows, but that's okay. That's not usually the issue. It's usually when there's a bunch of stuff growing there that people have issues with.
Leader says she looks like she can't even pronounce her vowels. That's pretty good.
Our next mugshotty was arrested for driving a suspended license. Hey, how else is she gonna get to work? It's not safe to take public transportation. I think I'm with her on this one. I would think I would give her a smash.
I love the smirk. It says, "Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is it."
Yeah, I'd smash too. The driver with a suspended license. Hey, she's got to get to where she wants us. She's determined to get there. I like that kind of determination.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure her license suspended from drinking. She looks like she's had a few.
She probably enjoys those office parties, like after hours, happy hour thing. That's probably what she does. Get some apple teenies.
Hell yeah. Apple teenies for the apple eater in the chat. Let's see. DT, what do you think?
Okay, finally a hot-looking one. 7 or 8 tops, but still hot, unlike the others. Real uggos, in my opinion. I'm told I have good opinions. Her smirk is certainly charming. It says, "I've been bad, Mr. President. Want you, please, pardon me." And I'll say, "I'm sorry, little lady. My administration is tough on crime." So to the slammer you go. And by slammer, I mean my pants, because I am going to slam, or in this case, smash. Either physical action of my penis penetrating her will be so hard, so very hard. It's a slam.
Okay.
No, Mr. President, no more winning.
We're winning too much. Our next mugshot is arrested for domestic violence, assault, criminal mischief, and violation of bail conditions. So, she's probably psycho. Like, the guy wanted to get away from her because he felt unsafe, but she's still stalking and harassing him. That's what I'm thinking.
Definitely, that's what's going on there. That bitch is crazy, but she's
loyal.
Yeah, she's in that zone where she's crazy, but enough that she's hot that you'll deal with it.
I think I'd put up with some abuse from her. I'd take a chance on a loyal girl.
Yeah, I'll go for it too.
All right, Mr. President, what do you think?
Someone did not have a happy Valentine's Day, I would say. Men out there in radio incel land, this is why you are single. I understand it. American bitches be crazy. This is why I don't buy domestic, foreign, hot, and knows little English. And it helps. It helps a bit. If you can send right back with a visa violation, amazing thing, our visa system. This girl, though, she is fixable. I will send her to Russia for a year or two, learn some skills and respect, then bring her back for a smash.
Okay. He's got a plan.
It's almost like going to Dagazan for 3 years and don't worry about it kind of thing. If you see those memes. Our next mugshotty was arrested for theft. It doesn't say what kind. Does she steal someone's heart? I just can't get into the tattoos, man.
No. Those butterfly tattoos is a red flag. I'm sorry.
The tattoo above the tit, the moon.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if she's a Sailor Moon or Castlevania fan, but I just don't like the crescent moon tattoo.
No, she's just some dumb e-girl that fucking was all like, "I like a moon. Can I get a moon?"
She probably got free like Flash, that's why she got it, because it was free and the guy needed to, practice on someone.
The guy was probably gonna fucking fuck her. Like, yeah, I'll do the tattoo and you blow me. It's a pass for me. Oh, Apple Eater says stealing my heart. Okay. Ooh.
Oh, okay. Apple Eater's gonna smash on this one.
All right. DT, what do you think?
Deported. Next. I don't have time for Mexican criminals like this. Pass her straight to deportation.
That was very fast and decisive. That's how our system needs to be.
Yeah.
Our next mugshotty was arrested for 5th-degree drug possession and failure to appear for theft. Did she steal the Sharpie that she drew her eyebrows with? That's what I want to know. That's the ultra fine.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
God, there's so much wrong with this one. It's definitely a pass. There's just so much going on.
Our culture is not your costume. That's all I gotta say about that. Now
She looks like a psycho killer, so I am passing hard.
You think she was raised by Mexicans? Do you think that's why she did it?
Oh, I don't know. I think he was raised by Mexicans. Maybe. Yeah, it's definitely a pass on my book. Donald, what do you think?
Just like men and women in sports, I have the same rule when it comes to mugshotties. Get the fuck out of women's spaces, you weird laboratory experiment. This guy gets a pass.
Okay.
All right, next one, number 7. Our next mugshotty was arrested for possession of marijuana under 2 ounces. Oh, that's not really a crime. She was probably holding it for a friend. She looks kind of good with that messed up hair. I would give her a smash. I don't get any bad feelings about this one.
This one certainly has, she's got nothing seriously wrong with her. I think she's just in the wrong place, wrong time.
She needs a better influence.
Yeah.
Or bad influence, depending on how you want to, guide this young woman.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? The hair's fine. Hair's nice. Face is good. You know what? We're smashing.
Yeah. It's definitely a smash. Put a baby in her, and hopefully she'll turn out just right. DT, what's the word?
I will need to see some papers first. And I don't mean rolling papers, you potheads. I mean documentation of legal status. I smell beans and rice underneath all that reefer. Not in my country. I'm getting a little more understanding on marijuana, but there's one thing I will never waver on, is mid-looking Latinas who need to be deported. And if she thinks her anchor baby status can help her, wrong. No. Sorry. No. You want to be a anchor so bad? Let's use her fat ass to anchor our warships that are blowing up those drug boats. It's a pass.
Damn.
Oh, he's going against the grain.
He went pretty hard on that.
Unwavering on the Latin question.
Our next mugshot was arrested for trespassing as a structure or conveyance. Does that mean she was hanging out at a convenience store? I don't understand what this means.
Conveyance. I don't know. I didn't have time to even look that up.
I wonder if it's like a foreign law, because it doesn't sound right in English or something like that. Where you take something foreign and you try to translate it and it doesn't come out right.
Yeah. But I'm smashing. She looks good.
I'd give her a spin.
So conveyance.
Doesn't look like she takes good care for hair, but yeah, I'd still
I think she just got out of the shower. It just looks wet. It doesn't look greasy.
Okay, so conveyance is trespassing on an unauthorized vehicle, vessel, trailer.
Oh, she's homeless, so she was living out of her vehicle.
So she could have jumped onto a boat or some shit.
Oh no, she wasn't yachting.
Oh, she jumped on a boat. She's a pirate. Oh yeah, double smash.
As long as that boat isn't in like the waters of Dubai, because then that's different. She's a human toilet.
Oh
no.
DT, what do you think?
I'll give her something to smile about. To borrow a line from the great American hero, Joey Diaz, if I stuck my tongue in her ass, she would instantly black out. It's that real boys. Smash.
Okay. On to mugshotty number 9. It says reckless driving. That's just a woman moment. But she's got a very aggressive look to her, like she's trying to do like an impression of what's his name? Can't even think of Robert De Niro. I feel like she's doing a Robert De Niro impression right now.
Ew.
What?
Just the look she's giving, the stink eye.
Yeah. Maybe she's tied to the mob or something.
She doesn't look
I don't know.
Italian.
I'd smash her. Maybe the Russian mob or some shit.
I don't know. She don't look Russian.
And what does she look like?
Pissed off.
I would smash. Apple Eater says she eats ass. I don't know how.
I don't know how she got that information. Like that's.
He's got insider info. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll give her a smash.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. I want her to look that way when I finish on her, like very unsatisfied and
very disgusted with you.
Yeah, like you jizz on me. How dare you? DT, what do you think?
There's something dangerous and hot about her. She looks like a hitman with how cold her stare is, considering her reckless driving, her cold stare, and her jawline. She may be related to Jason Statham, who has such great films: Crank, The Transporter, The Mechanic, The Beekeeper. Really, it's all the same character, just with a different cover job. But yeah, I would totally smash the female version of Jason Statham. Smash.
Wouldn't she be bald? She was the female
You
version anyway.
don't necessarily.
I heard like some rumor that Jason Statham's gonna play Jason Statham in a movie called Jason Statham Stole My Bike, but I don't know if that's real or not. I would watch it because he's in it, you know. So it's like I don't care about the plot; it's gonna have some crazy action shit.
Yeah, if you go to a Jason Statham movie,
you're not gonna be bored.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be him playing the same character you've seen in the last fucking 20 years.
Yeah. And he's perfect at it. So our final mugshot for tonight was arrested for assault causing bodily harm and property damage. This girl is from the UK. She must be an 11 over there, man, because British chicks aren't that hot, and she looks like she gets plenty of sun to have that tan and that bleach blonde hair. Man, I would smash. I'd ignore the tattoo for now.
Yeah, she looks like the those Japanese chicks like envision when they try to do the
or
Get
whatever.
Girl.
Yeah, I hate that style, but it works with this girl because she's natural.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna grab that hair, pull it behind her head, and just go at it.
I worry about the neck tattoo and if it's like barbed wire.
If it's barbed wire, that's a double smash.
It doesn't look like barbed wire.
I don't care
to me,
that
though.
is some of those tacky 90 aesthetic tattoos.
Okay.
Okay.
It looks like a chain or loops or something. I don't know. I'd need to do like a profile shot to see what it really was.
Yeah, she smells like Nair and Love Spell. I agree, Apple Eater. I would pass. There's just something about her that says this is more trouble than what it's worth. All right. Oh, apparently she's Lebanese with a nose job. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, thank you, Rex.
I don't care if she is Arab.
All right. DT, give us your final thoughts on this.
You all know my opinion on foreign women. Great trained, certainly wife material, but there are exceptions. One such exception is the shithole of the UK. It's become a third world country. People defecating in the streets, literally a shithole. I call it Afghanistan 2.0, full of radical Muslim religious zealots and radical cucked leftists. I mean, how stupid are white liberal feminists there who defend Sharia law zones? It's insane. And this woman here is no different. She has been colonized, brainwashed by brown acceptance culture. Real shame. She certainly has the looks down. I even like her tanned. But no, sorry. One day she'll be giving me head and then whisper in my ear, Donald, I know what would make this even better. My ex-boyfriend used to love bringing a goat into the bedroom. You'll love it. And I'll immediately toss that mud shark off and check my penis for goat fleas. It's embarrassing how Europe has fallen. So long story short, fuck this British bitch, fuck turban-wearing goat fuckers, fuck the UK, and it's a pass. Well, I'm being told I've reached my maximum base takes for the week. I have to go back to the tanning salon and recharge for my next racist rant. So long, Atomic Shaman. Remember one thing. I snitched on Jeffrey Epstein to the FBI in 2006, and anything he wrote an email saying I did things is a hoax. No cap, my niggas. Peace.
I might have to clip that out just so it's safe to put on Spotify. Oh my god. We got some poll data. What do we have, Luffy? Are you pulling it up?
The poll sorry. Let's see. Where's the poll?
It's on the announcements.
Oh, okay. Let's see
we have two
here.
polls.
Let me scroll down to those things.
So
All right. So, the first one, with the recent auction of Jeffrey Epstein's quarter zip for 11,000.
No. That one.
Not that one. Wait. Oh, starting the 10th.
It should be the last two.
I only see the one on there about the.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's it in the next one. Okay.
Yours open. If you're sitting here with your ears closed, I'd recommend opening them up for this moment.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. I guess that was it.
Yeah. So the only poll I see on here is the. What is Jeffrey Epstein currently doing in Fortnite? And the choices were releasing a new battle map, releasing player skins, using chat for comms, and griefing noobs. So on the first two of new battle map and player skins, no one voted for those. However, we did have like a third of the people saying using chat for comms.
That's what I think he's using the game chats for. Is he's talking to his people globally, to put out messages.
I mean, he was also banned for harsh language and all that, dropping the N-bomb. So yeah, I would say that. And then last one is griefing noobs, which could also entail the banning and the using the slurs. But 2/3 of the people voted for the griefing the noobs, and as a troll myself, I enjoy the griefing.
Yes, I can just imagine him griefing people on Modern Warfare.
I remember griefing people in PvP. I don't know if people still teabag like people after you kill them, or is that like bannable now?
Oh man, thinking about it, he probably got off on teabagging people like legit.
Oh yeah, I can see Jeffrey Epstein being like back in Modern Warfare 2 days where you use like the noob tube and then the little resupply little secondary weapon thing.
Yeah.
He'd do that. Launch a new tube, use the resupply, launch new tube, resupply. Yeah, he'd be one of those guys.
I saw a thing where Sam Sulik was talking about he was using an exploit that got him banned from Warzone, where if you called him the resupply, he would glitch inside of the package and then he'd shoot people from the resupply.
Nice.
That's clever.
That is.
But he said he got banned for it, so he said I do not recommend people do that. Because he said, I think they patched it or they started banning it. So what was the thing about the quarter zip? You got that?
The one above it was with the recent auction of Jeffrey Epstein's quarter zip for 11,000. Is there a Jeffrey Epstein PR campaign or psyop going on? And the first choice of the quarter zip has aura. 0 people wanted that. Rage bait. 11% of people said it seems like rage bait. However, we deserve a better psyop. Got 78% of people saying we deserve a better psyop. And you know what? I agree with them. These little Jeffrey Epstein psyops seem very lame and gay. And then, of course, 10% of people said, take your meds, schizo.
So I started seeing someone saying that the goth girls were wearing the quarter zip now. And I'm like, okay, this is being aimed at the younger kids. Yeah. I wasn't buying into it. It's like that could be AI, but I feel like this psyop is being aimed at the younger kids who are more impressionable. Because I saw, what was it recently? I don't know if I posted it. It was a Reddit thing where this teacher was pissed off, and she asked her students to design a utopian world after having them read the book 1984. They make something called Diddy Land, where everyone worships Epstein. Diddy World, where they worship P. Diddy, and the teacher crashed out. So she writes that, due to the constant refrain that reading is so boring and I hate this book, I try to mix it up a bit today. So it says, we're almost done with Brave New World and had the students create their own utopian societies. I told the students they'd be voting for whichever society sounded like the best place to live after everyone presented theirs. They couldn't vote for their own, so I even brought some candy and rewards for the society that got the most votes. So she said she was hoping that someone would buy into it, and I was expecting ice cream and puppies for everyone, or constant wealth and pizza for all kind of things. But instead, she got hit with the Diddy Land, where everybody worships Epstein, or Kirkified, where a world where all furries will die, a place called Diddy World, where all people have to worship P. Diddy and listen to his music all day and night. a musketeer's place where Elon Musk is a god king who owns everyone, etc., etc. Then she said one poor kid was very genuine and tried to teach us about Eastern philosophy and Confucius' vision of a perfect society. Two girls started cackling in the corner and yelled, "Who the hell came up with this?" And she says, "I'm so tired. And this is just one bad lesson, and it's not the end of the world, but on top of all the other bullshit like entitled parents, disinterested students, our school budget crisis, and unending grading and lesson planning, the constant exhaustion, I just truly don't think I can make it to retirement in this profession. The biggest issue is I have no idea what else to do besides teaching, and this is unfortunately the career path I chose."
Imagine getting filtered out by preteens.
Yeah.
So those kids who are saying this shit, that's who this psyop's aimed after. So they're probably thinking it's cool to be a pedophile if it means you're gonna be it's a shortcut to becoming a billionaire. Like, you know, the kid's thinking, hey man, I want to be P. Diddy and make younger kids like rub oil all over me, you know. So these kids are probably falling into this shit, and it looks like they're being influenced by it.
I don't know. Maybe we just created a whole generation of shit posters.
It could be that too, but I don't think they're shit posting. I think they really believe.
Yeah,
I think they believe this shit.
They're a little young. They're a little young for the shit posted. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that humor's sophisticated yet. You know,
creating a baby oil nation based on the Diddy, I think, is a pretty shit posty.
The Musketeer ones was kind of a lame title, but I can see that the whole thing is like he owns everything, like a technocracy. So that's actually kind of smart on those.
Having where I am around like teens like this for a while, they don't have the shit posting functions yet. They're just like repeating like, oh, this joke was funny, I'm gonna repeat the same words and I will be funny. They're not really like creating the jokes themselves.
They're just parroting what they heard, and then they're just looking for the reaction. Okay.
Chat is agreeing with me. They said that the kids are shit posters.
All
They're
right.
based.
With that, we're signing off. I think everybody came out to watch us on a Saturday. This should be our normal night or day now. So we're going to try to keep in the afternoon so we don't have to compete with the sporting events and other stuff like that that go in the evenings, like boxing and MMA and all that other shit. And with that, we'll be signing out, and hopefully in 2 weeks we'll have another episode ready. I wouldn't expect 2 episodes for the month of March. I do plan on taking a week off, so maybe 1 episode for March and then 2 for April, you know, down the line. With that, we'll be signing off.
Homie, watch out. The feds are plotting now, they knocking like they locked out. Not now, I'm busy. Your door get knocked down, drop trial, showing y'all the proper way to rock out. I know how this go, looking through the crystal. Everybody hates me and it's every day the list grows. Beat around the bush, yeah. I learned to tiptoe and stand against an army, plugging barrels with the pick rows. Look at who they follow, look at who you follow. If you want me, you can find me at the bottom of the bottle, in the corner of the room or on the moon like Apollo. For fuck's sake, the earth is not flat, it's hollow, and there's Nazis in it. Shit, if that's true, you're probably gonna find me in it, vibing while we fry Hasidics, ashes in the sky's the limit. I'm just rhyming with it, this is my demented mind and y'all just climbed up in it. Every now and then I can get retarded, people nowadays just getting me started. You don't like it, you can beg my pardon, come and watch the world burn at my party. Every now and then I can get retarded, people nowadays just getting me started. You don't like it, you can beg my pardon, come and watch the world burn at my party. Coming proper with the grammar, you bet I know who they is, but recognizing patterns nowadays is fucking dangerous. Just ask Trevor Noah, he could tell your heads are rolling. It's bloody paradise like a bunch of dead Samoans. Join me on the balcony, you niggas gotta see this shit. I crossed the line like fucking Trump in North Korea, bitch, yo. LA's on fire, won't somebody get the chief on the wire? Nope, cause don't nobody care. I fucking love the smell of burning plastic in the air. I give not a fuck, I found the first mosque and shot it up. Rolled down the window in the truck and yo, Muhammad sucks. Ooh, I I'm so edgy, I just cut myself. Bitch, I never leave a damn crib if I could fuck myself. Call me all them names, go ahead, it's the basics. I drop these bars and hit the bar up in a spaceship. Every now and then I can get retarded. People nowadays just getting me started. You don't like it, you can beg my pardon. Come and watch the world burn at my party. Every now and then I can get retarded. People nowadays just getting me started. You don't like it, you can beg my pardon. Come and watch the world burn at my party.